Hello, everybody. We got some arrowheads today. It was either yesterday or the day before. Might have been the day before. I was doing basil. I got more basil, the rest of the basil that I'm doing. Let's see, who is that? Oh, we got Gemini. All right. So we got the rest of it. Gemini, you weren't there for that. This is a mini rose bush. Well, here, so we're gonna get some clippings from that. So we're finishing up what we did. I think that was Saturday. But this is the arrowhead. So that's what we're doing. Arrowhead is what we're doing today. So we're weeding. These are some vines here that are pretty bad. You gotta be careful sometimes when you're doing this because the weeds. See, then they have a vine and all this. And the weeds, their roots were growing with the roots of the plant. So you gotta be real careful when you take them out to not hit the roots of the plant you're doing as well. And then if you start to kind of pull the plant out a little bit by accident, which is exactly what's happening, then you may have to kind of redo the dirt a little bit. So we'll have to put some more dirt in there to kind of rebuild that. Put some dirt in around the roots so it'll be okay. And we're trimming any bad leaves like that. Let's get a better look at this one. Yeah, today, yeah, there's probably 12 or 16 pots, and that was what we did yesterday. So it's not all the basil. Most of the basil I did. I think I was able to make that live public. One of the ladies who hangs out with Nikki, I want to say her name is Alice. I can't remember. She told me how to. Well, she didn't exactly tell me how. I had to figure some of it out. She said to go to YouTube Studio because I could. Once I've done a live, I could. It wasn't where everybody can see it, and I didn't know why. She said you need Studio Live, but she didn't explain the fact that it's the difference of whether or not they're public or okay. This right here, this is important. Sorry to interrupt what I was saying. Okay, let's see. So this plant will send out a big vine. It has these runners. I haven't worked on these this year. This is arrowhead. Now it may look similar to caladium or elephant ear, but they're not the same. Each one of these, if you do trim these leaves, let's see if I can get the camera to focus, hopefully. Yeah, each one of them, that's going to be a new plant. Now it's a leaf, but where you see right there, that right there where my finger's at, that's going to be a new plant. So don't cut that even if you have to cut the, wow, okay, so that's got enough roots to be a new, if you see how much roots, how long those roots are. So that's what happens if you neglect them, unfortunately. So then that can be replanted once we have, actually I have this over here. I just happen to have some dirt ready. Always a good idea to have dirt ready. Plant that. So that'll be a new plant, and it's in a 1 gallon, and once its roots are set, then it'll be moved into a 3 gallon. Okay, so let's see any more of this. Where here's another one right here. So yeah, this will actually create runners and go out and create new plants. Here's another one. That whole group right there I just cut off. So that there again is a new plant. there's another one. Oh no, that's on a different plant. Okay, so all of that's set. That's pretty clear. Okay, so then I'm gonna take dirt around it. To try to get the roots to. This will make the roots much stronger. Because over time, through erosion or just whatever, your dirt will kind of get blown out by the rain and the wind. Wind and rain will kind of blow your dirt out, and you need to put more dirt. That and the squirrels might mess around with it. You would think the squirrels would only mess around with it if it's like something they could eat, but no, they're just mean all around. Let's see, Gemini has said some more stuff. Let's see what Gemini's up to. Oh, we got 5 people now. I didn't know roots could be too long. Oh, well, they're not too long. They but it shows that I haven't they're not too long, but it shows how long I've neglected them because they've just kept their roots that are growing like as a part of a something that's to be replanted. So like for example, this plant has something out here out in the air and it's got roots that are that long. They aren't even in the ground yet. And so if they're that long, it's showing that I should have done that. That I should have done that a long time ago. Now here's what we have left. This is another basil. So yeah, if the roots are that long, and then those roots, because they're so long, this is the 2 new things I planted. See, they send out runners just like the spider plant. Strawberries do the same thing. Strawberries send out runners, and then if you neglect it and just let those roots on the new plant get big, then it's just showing that you should have done it sooner. Is all. That's really all there is to that. And this basil, I explained it the other day in the video. I'm getting clippings. The plant itself down low is brown. It's not completely dead, and then that'll happen sometimes where the plant isn't doing so well, but then new life, like you'll see up here, you got green, but down here you got brown. So we're cutting the green, replanting it, and then it'll reroot. These are clippings, and then we'll be able to either keep this if there's enough leaves or get rid of it. And so yesterday I kept a bunch of them. Most of them I was able to keep because they still had enough leaves on them. So here's the other basil. This is the other arrowhead. I actually have 3 of them here, and I have a couple more out there. It'll probably take a few days to finish all this. I'm gonna start working on the palladium again, and I still have to do the rubber tree. I might do the rubber tree tonight. I may make a video instead of going to live if I do the rubber tree. So we're trimming anything bad, and then if we have some weeds, we're pulling weeds as well. Usually you would pull weeds out there in the yard, but if I bring them up here, I got them on a table where I can reach them better. Okay, this one, believe it or not, what I was telling you about is it's actually grown. It was actually growing on the outside of the pot. This is a whole nother, each one of these is a plant. And I can plant this with those other 2 that I had that were brand new. Let's see here. We need more dirt. So I redid the up front. I don't know if you're still here, Jim and I, but up front where I got that display, I redid it. So it needs new plants, and part of that new plants is going to be the arrowhead. That's why I'm working on these. So anything where it's sending out runners away from the plant, we can take that like that guy there. That's a new plant. Oh, you said still here. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, up front where I have that whole display, that thing, I yeah, I have more room now because I spread it out a little bit. And this is, I don't remember what this is called. This is pretty, but it's growing all over the place. As you can probably see, all this is getting stringy, and I actually thought they were a different plant, but then you'll see like right here, nope, it's the same plant. But I'm cutting off, with it getting close to winter, I'm cutting off all the access, and that way it'll come back good in the spring. This might be a plant that grows during winter too, that I'm not sure, because I don't even know what that is. So there's what it looks like now. We cut off all the extra. And here's more of the basil. There's more of the basil too. And there's a couple rose bushes here. This one's just plain weeds. So whatever was in this plant is no longer here, and it's just weeds. There's more basil here. There's two more basil. But yeah, I'll either make a video or I'll show you at the end of the live what that basil I did yesterday looks like. But what I did was I cut the basil. I cut clippings to make new clippings, and then that will cause the plant I got the clippings from to branch out. So that's what I was doing yesterday. So, because the basil is doing wonderfully for usually in Florida, by the time you get to like May or June, it's too humid. Some people grow basil real well, but it's awfully difficult. And then this is the last of those arrowheads. This is the biggest. You're gonna lose your mind when you see this. This whole, all this. That's all one plant. So let's see what we want to do with this basil. Yeah, well, that will be all of it, I think. So these are the clippings. I don't use root toner. Some people use root toner. If you use root toner, that's fine. But those are hormones, and I don't use hormones. I do completely organic. So I expect the plant to be okay without root toner. Kind of like tough love, you'd call it. So we're able to take off. This is still the basil I'm working with here, even though I put the arrowhead in front of the camera. And this is that little, show you where it stops. That's the cutting. And this is a cutting that was from that miniature rose bush that I was telling you about. There we go. That's that cutting right there. Who's that there? White Animations. Looks like elephant ears. Yeah, they do look like elephant ears, but yeah, they're arrowhead. And the people, it's funny, plant people will really get on to you with the difference of different plants. The Okay, so elephant ears usually have, depending on the kind, they usually have a root ball like a banana tree does. Not always, but they usually elephant ears got a couple of different kinds. But then there's these things that look like elephant ears, and I have them, and I can show them to you. They're called caladium, and there's all different. Each thing I'm about to say is completely different. So caladium also kind of look like elephant ears, but they're not. So they come from a bulb, just like tulips. The bulb will look just like tulips. So if you get a bag of caladium bulbs, it'll look exactly like a bag of tulip bulbs. But it ain't tulips, it's caladium, and their leaves look similar but not the same. And then arrowhead, the way they propagate is by sending out those runners that I was telling you about, just like spider plants or strawberry plants, where, let me see if I can get a good look at one. Okay, so basically all of this, so basically all of what you're seeing, I don't know, without being able to turn the camera around, I don't know how well. A lot of that is the plant sending out runners. That's how you get this much stuff going on. So as I cut, where'd my scissors go? There you go. So as I cut these loose, I need a better camera, man. And then that's how this one propagates, is by sending out runners like the strawberry plants. So that's how it's different than elephant ears. So if you try to call these elephant ears, yeah, there are plant people who are very, they're very like, oh no, it's this kind of plant. No, it's not really this kind of, it's not really a tree, it's really a bush. Yeah, though some plant people will get really, so if you hear plant people get that way, that's just how they are. They're very upset about if you say something wrong. Yeah, here's a big example I'll show you. Oh, I just heard an owl. I don't know what time it is. It's been getting dark earlier. I think it's only like 5 or 6. I just heard an owl. You'll probably hear them if I keep the live going. Okay, so right here you'll see a bunch of roots. I just cut this free. You can see where I made the cut right there. I actually cut 3 of them. There's actually 3. This is how this one propagates and makes new plants. I can keep all 3 of them together, or I can separate them. I'm probably gonna keep all 3 of them together. So yeah, Jim, I saw you in Ali's stream last night. I had never explained completely what had happened. I think it was about 4 months ago. I got, I don't know why, but I was hidden, and I was really upset about it. So I had nothing to do with the whole thing all this time. And I'm not sure if she or someone else was mad at me for something. I don't know. So it's one of those things where something happens and you just kind of back off, because I'm not sure what the deal was. I don't know if it was Ernest. I think it was Ernest, but whoever hid me, I was really mad. So rather than starting a fight, I just kind of backed off. And that was on a different channel. That was on the actual music channel. So that was why. So I don't know if I'm still allowed back there or what's going on. I don't know anything. So I know you were wondering why. I didn't really want to say anything because I didn't want to. Sometimes there can be drama on YouTube, and I didn't want there to be any trouble. So that's why I didn't say anything. But then I showed back up last night in her regular, or not regular, but the one that's not music, the one where she does hiking and stuff and exercise. And I wasn't sure if she'd be okay with me back, or who, what, and the other. But yeah, that was why I had disappeared for all that time, because I wasn't sure. Wasn't sure how she felt about me. I wasn't sure which moderator did the hiding. I didn't know anything. I was just mad because I felt like I was a part of that, family. You know what I mean? So I find sometimes if you back off and give people a little space, that could be all it takes to fix the situation, as it were. I don't know if I did the right thing or not. Even Ernest misses you. Everyone misses you. Wait a minute. So here's the other thing. You know this. Could it have been an accident? Because on the regular channel, or her music channel, I was on a regular music channel. I was hidden, and it was continuing for like 4 or 5 weeks or a month or two. It wasn't just. So it can be an accident like YouTube malfunction that someone is hidden. It could have been that too. But I took it personally. Maybe I shouldn't have taken it so personally, but I did. You got hidden? But see, you're not were you ever a moderator? I don't know. It just didn't feel right. You know what I mean? And maybe I'm totally overreacting. But I noticed last night you're not a moderator. Maybe you are on the other channel. But I didn't want to start a YouTube drama fight, because sometimes different people got to deal with like a lot of drama, and I didn't want to bring that on Allie. You know what I mean? Or me. Okay, this is exciting. This is a baby papaya tree. This is a tree, but it's a baby. I don't know if you can see that. That's what they look like. That's what papaya trees look like when they're babies. There's its roots right there. And its roots are usually straight down, because that's how it'll do even when it gets older, is its roots will go straight down. That's why it's so hard to take care of them, because their roots don't go wide like some trees. Their roots go straight down. So that's always exciting. So there's our baby. He's in his own little pot now. There's our baby papaya tree. Oh, wow. So she wasn't mad when I wasn't sure if she would get mad after. I'm unsure if they had a meeting with the moderators and was like, that Jonathan, he's back. I didn't know. Well, on the main channel, it's been over a month since I've checked, but I have checked to see if I'm still hidden, and I was still hidden. So I don't know. She still got me hidden. I don't know if it's an accident that one of the moderators can fix. I don't know. I'm not an expert on all that. So this is the new basil. This is the new basil clippings. Oh, what I was gonna say about not knowing about how stuff works. Yeah, what is her name? Is Alice? She's in Nikki's chat. But anyway, so this woman helped me. Last time I was live Saturday, she told me it ended up being that you have, not only was she right about going to YouTube Studio, but it took me a while to figure out, because after I make the lives, they're not listed as public. They're listed as private. Once I figured that out, I was like, okay, I need to figure out how to make them private or public. So to make them public, that's where the YouTube Studio she talked about comes into play. Then you click on them, and they're still all there. She said some of them be archived. No, they all were still there. It wasn't just some of them. And so I wanted to. So if somebody else has that problem, so then I could click on it, and then it says, do you want to edit it? And then it takes you to the YouTube Studio, where all you have to do is push where it'll ask about private or public, and then that's how you do that. So she helped me out. She didn't completely explain it. I had to figure the rest out, but she got me on the right track. So I lucked out there. That's that rose bush. We don't want to use that one. We want to use this one. So now there's just one more basil. And I'll probably do two more, probably do 2 or 3 more arrowhead. Probably, I think we got enough daylight to do the rest of the arrowhead. Yeah, it's Alice. Yeah, that was where, now that I see it written down. Yeah. Because I even told her, I was like, I'm sure Jim and I would know what all that is, because I know you're smart. But she got me on the right track by saying studio, because I'd actually uninstalled that, because this phone has had such a hard time, and with so many apps, yeah, I really still need the new phone. And so, because this one is so old, this is like a 10-year-old phone. I'm surprised it works at all. But yeah, so to do that many apps, I had to take apps off. I'm surprised it let me put the app back on without crashing. So now I got the app back on, and then it'll take you, when you go private and public, when you go to edit it, it'll take you to the YouTube studio. That's what that's for. So yeah, it was cool that she was around, and I made her a moderator real quick, because I asked her, because I couldn't recognize her name. I couldn't remember. I asked her if she was from Nikki's chat, because I thought she was. Because there might be tons of Alice's out there, so you never know. Is that the same Alice? You know, I didn't know. But yeah, without computer people to explain all that to you, there's some of us that don't know all that. So I saw you do dirt now, or not dirt. I'm thinking about dirt. I saw you do art. Now I'm thinking about dirt. That's what I said. Wrong thing. Yeah, I saw you do art. I couldn't tell if that was glow in the dark ink or what exactly that was. It looked kind of like glow in the dark ink. That's kind of what it looked like. So we're going to turn the phone around, and then when I go to turn it back, I'm not guaranteed that would work. So I can show you guys everything I just did, and that looks a lot different. It was really ugly, and that's when people think plants is just dead. They don't understand. With a little bit of work, and that's what's for both today and Saturday. I'm just throwing weeds on the ground instead of doing it outside like a normal person, and then that's why we have that. That's a weed eater. It looks like we got two. Okay, so it says KKMS. I think that's KK Miss. And somebody said hi. So hello if you're still here. Sorry if I don't always talk to everybody, but I'm trying to get the hang of the whole YouTube thing. This is like the middle where I need to keep working, and this is I got to stand back or zoom out or something. If you've been following my channel, these were done by clippings in March. These were just clippings because the original plants were leaned over, and I didn't think there was any way to save them the way they were leaned over from the hurricane last year. And there's these are I don't know if you can tell by the video. These are like 7 foot tall now. So yeah, they're taller than me. So yeah, those are the cranberry hibiscus. So they went from being clippings to being crazy. Okay, this is where I got the arrowheads that I was just working on. These are sago palms. There's more arrowheads. So that's what those are. Let's see. These are the spider plants. I need to weed those out too. Yeah, they start out as a little clipping and they're 7 foot tall, those cranberry hibiscus. And I gotta cut them because here's the deal. Every like 2.5 or 3 feet, like this, like, okay, that's the top of the plant. So about right here, it don't gotta be right there. It don't really matter. But you're gonna cut that off. Then you still got like 4 or 5 feet. You don't need that much. So that little bit right here, that's a new plant. And then and that will cause the big one to branch out. Well, a lot of these are already, as you can see, they're already branching out. So yeah, these are going to be like when they get like a tree where they're not just, because what they'll do is they'll come up as like one line, like one plant going straight up, the cranberry hibiscus, and then when you cut them to make the clipping, then they branch out, just like I was just explaining about the basil. So that's how you get, if you ever see a cranberry hibiscus that looks like a tree with all these branches, that's where that comes from. Same thing's true with, if you ever hear of topping citrus trees, like when I top my lemon trees, same thing happened. I'll show you what happened with my lemon trees. And they still have not produced fruit, so I'm probably gonna get other citrus because they still have not had fruit. This is like almost 10 feet. This is where let me show you where I cut. Because I cut, okay, what you do is you cut, the leaves aren't letting me show you. Okay, right there you can see where I cut. Okay, so you cut, and then so the tree can't keep going straight up, right? Only it will, if you see right next to it where you make a branch, and now we got a 10-foot tree, and I gotta step back now. So that's what the lemon trees look like right now. So when you top something, it's called topping. You can do the same thing with a pepper plant. So like if you cut the top of the pepper plant off, then it's going to branch out. And in the top of it, you can do clippings. With pepper plants, is not. You can do clippings as well. And with branches from citrus, you usually start the root first, and I can show you how to do that if I ever do that. But yeah, all these are like that. Like wherever I cut them, like in this case here, it hasn't got real big, that one. But like where I cut there, see, then that's how, if you're ever like, now not every plant can do that. Some plants, you cut the top off, that's not necessarily going to do that. So that's not every plant. Some plants are different. Like if I cut the top off of a papaya tree, it's dead. A papaya tree doesn't do that. But so every tree is different. And I need to clean all this out same way like I'm doing over there. But that's actually a flower from a ginger plant. If you're ever wondering if ginger plants, that's just a normal ginger plants. So let me see if I can remember I remember now. These are the caladium I was telling you about. I don't know if you're still here, Gemini, but these are the caladium I was telling you about. Yeah, those are caladium. These are arrowhead. So there is a difference. Yeah, plant people, if you call caladium an arrowhead, they'll say, no, it's not. And as you can see, there's a fern growing in it. But yeah, when they grow out like that, that's where they come from. Those runners. It's actually extending out. It'll go like into the yard and plant itself in the yard, which is fine. If it does that, I just have to dig it up. Which leaves are huge, Gemini? The caladium or the arrowhead or the cranberry hibiscus? This cranberry hibiscus are the ones people use for tea. And this tree, this is a wax myrtle. It's doing really good. It's the one. And then there's also some kind of cherry tree here. Not cherry tree like cherries, but like the ones the Japanese people have. The cherry blossom, but they're not pink like those, like the Japanese ones. But these cherry, that one was too, but mostly it's dead. But this one, because it had weeds all over it. But this one here, that's cherry blossom. but not pink one like the. Yeah, this too. That's what that is. That's the cherry blossom. But that wasn't mine. That was before she passed away. My mom planted that. But yeah, those are the rubber trees that I need to work on. And those are the baby papayas I need to work on. And those are the big papayas. That one's so tall, it should have fruit this year. Usually, that's either a flower or fruit right there. So that should have fruit this year. It's a little, they can have fruit in the winter, but they should have had fruit 2 months ago. So I don't know if that's going to work out. Yep, that one too. There's the flowers, and they'll probably have fruit too. Thank God, because the ones in the front are doing shit. Yeah, caladium. Yeah, they're doing. Yeah, that's those guys. Yeah, people like them. And then these are the sago palms, and people do not like the sago palms. If you're selling sago palms, there's people that will have nothing to do with you. You can't take them to market with you because people will throw a fit. Because supposedly, and I'm sure it's possible, but supposedly now they are poisonous. They're prehistoric. They're like around before the dinosaurs. But they've been known for whatever reason as a dog killer. Now they are poisonous, but a lot of plants are poisonous if you're eating them, and a lot of people don't believe that they actually could hurt a dog unless the dog's like eating a whole bunch of it. People are like, yeah, it's not that big of a deal, whatever, like me. But a lot of people have nothing to do with the sago palms, and I think what was happening is that the female has these seeds, and the seeds are a lot more poisonous, and the female sago palm. And I think what was happening is people were pouring like grease or something outside, like I don't know if you do that up north, but in the south we throw grease outside. And I think somebody threw something outside that the dogs wanted to eat, and then it landed on those on the female seeds of the seeds of the sago palm, and then the dog ate them not knowing any better because they were trying to eat the grease. That's what I think happened, like it was accidentally eating them or something, because there's a lot of plants in Florida that's poisonous. But if you say sago palm, people will lose all interest in whatever you're saying because they got a bad reputation. Like they sell things at plant stores that's poisonous, but you don't hear nobody complaining. Like I can't remember the one. It starts with an O. Oleander. Oleander will kill you. There's a lot of wild things that grow here in Florida in the woods that'll kill you too. There's a lot of wild things. That's why whenever there's foragers, those people that look for things you can eat, I warn against that unless you know what you're doing. Unless you know for sure you can eat that plant. I strongly stress not to do that. I probably should have used a cart to do this, but I didn't realize I had so many of these. Yeah, you'll see these where it's growing right there. All of that can be removed as long as there's a root there. You could tell her, but here's my deal. I don't mind you telling her, and I'd like to come back to the regular channel, and I'd like to be able to chat. But they may not want me in the chat. Now, if they do, I'm cool with it. But if they're like, hey, because the last time I tried was I think about a month ago, and it's still this whole time. It's been like 4 months. So if I'm still blocked or not blocked, what do they call it, muted or whatever? Like I couldn't make a comment. And if that or my comment, it would show up to me, but nobody else could see it. And because you were there and Zeep was there, and I know somebody would have said hi. So I was like, okay. So I tried like several times, and I was like, all right, it looks like or hidden, they call it. I was hidden. So if I still am, or if somebody wants me to be hidden, and I go trying to come back, I don't want it to start like a fight. You know what I mean? So yeah, you definitely have my permission to say something. I don't know if she's okay with it. If she says, hey, you can't come back, then that's cool. You know, but I got to see everybody on the other channel, and she didn't say, hey, you got to get out of here or something like that. So maybe she's called me. Maybe it was just an accident. Maybe I overreacted. But I'd like to come back. But I didn't know if maybe I had said something that she misunderstood. Because I was like, what could I have said? What could I have said that's bad or whatever? But yeah, these are very, 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 very overgrown. So we're going to work on them. That one's got a fern in it. Okay, yeah, I don't know. I was always amazed at, the Hawaii and, the whole thing. And I thought she could do great. And I was proud of her. And I don't know, maybe I said something like you could say something like, hey, I love that sky behind you. And they think you're being perverted or something, like a misunderstanding. And that's what I figured happened. And because you do have to be careful. I will admit that. There's a lot of creepy people out there. In fact, there was someone, this was in real life, but someone got attacked who does she does things online, but she also does things in real life. Somebody got attacked. Now here's one growing. I don't know how this happened. Here's one. The arrowheads are growing in a sago palm, so we'll have to fix that too. Yeah, here's a papaya tree growing in a sago palm, so we'll have to fix that too. So all that kind of stuff we had to fix. Yeah, they'll grow because they'll send a runner into another plant. And so they'll grow all over the place. Oh my gosh, it's Nikki herself. Oh my goodness. I'm going to try to turn this camera back around and see if it works. I don't know if it will. We got the table all full of all kinds of things. We're working on arrowheads right now. It's a little boring because it's only one kind of plant now because I did the basil and the rose bush. Let's see. It's going to drop me completely. Well, it's not letting it turn around. Oh, wait, it is. Because it's fake. Wait, no, it's not. Nah. Oh, everybody, I'll be right back. Now we got to turn back around the way we want. We finally got Nikki. I don't know if y'all left or y'all come back, but we were gone. Cannot find. Hello, everybody. I can't find my scissors. I just have scissors. I might have put these pots. I'm gonna put these pots on it. Oh, there we are. Next to. I don't know if that's Nikki or who that was to come in for a minute. Hello, hello. We got one person back. We're doing arrowhead plants. Move this so you can. That's what we're working on. There's roots in that one. I don't want those roots. I don't know what kind of plant that was. So yeah, the live ended for a minute, but it's back on. So everybody, welcome. These are arrowheads that I'm working on right now. Hello, hello. The clippings from Arrowhead, and that is, they'll send out runners, and this is coming from that. So that's what we're doing. These are the roots. I had called one of these long earlier, and yeah, that is very long for these runners. And It's actually not even in the ground properly yet. That one had actually gone in the ground a little bit, but the plant itself was hanging out in the air because they said these runners out, so it hadn't completely did itself. But they will get into other plants, as I was describing a minute ago. My live actually had to end it because I can't turn my phone around. Don't know if anybody's back from before, but yeah, the live got cut. But now I'm back live again. So there's what's left of that plant. My cart's almost full. This is the one with the fern in it. You gotta pull the fern out. It's got all kinds of weeds and ferns in this one. They'll grow all over the place. As you can see this, I think you can, yeah, I think you can see that from here. There's roots. These are runners that it'll send out, and we want to cut them to create a new plant, to create a clipping. I feel like I'm talking to you through a plant because I am. Look, I'm trying to hide from somebody or something. So we need to get the scissors back out. We need to pull this. I'll probably have to stand back up to get this fern out for sure. Oh yeah, they're very wobbly. They definitely need more dirt. Yeah. Yeah, all of this weeds. These are vines, so you gotta be careful because you're pulling on. You don't want to hurt the plant itself. Make sure you can remove all that without hurting the plant. So that's all of this weeds and vines and everything. And then we have the actual plant. Oh, there's more weeds. We didn't get them all. Oh yeah. There's more weeds and vines. So yeah, these are the clippings we're doing. You can see down at the bottom where I cut it from, and then these are the roots here. Excuse me. So right here, and I showed this earlier, but I'm doing it again just in case there's somebody new. This right here, right there on top of that stem, that's gonna be a new leaf. That's how it creates a new leaf. So when you trim, you gotta trim. Make sure you don't cut off that new. See where I trimmed? You could still see that new leaf will grow there. So while we're at it, this is a little one that's already been planted. It's not a brand new one. It's already been planted. Roots can grow. It can send out runners. It's not doing a whole lot of anything. We're going to move it into a bigger pot. So that's part of what we're also doing is moving it into a new pot. Everyone, welcome. Feel free to comment down and below. I don't know if you're anybody who was already live before my live got cut, and then I restarted it. So, whoa, we got worms in there, and that's a good thing. I didn't mean to act scared like that. No, that's worms is a good thing. That's part of gardening. We got worms. So yeah, this one being in a bigger pot will definitely help it. We add dirt around it. We always need dirt. That's why if you ever hear me complain about needing new dirt, for sure. Because this one's going from a 1 gallon to a 3 gallon. That adds up real quick. So that's new dirt for that. And so now when we get some of these, they can also be added to that because that's big enough now. I usually don't like more than one plant in the same pot, but we can, in this case, we could definitely do it. So we're going to turn it around to get, that's where we remove the ones now. We're going to move it around and see if there's some more places where we can get a new plant from. Oh yeah, there's lots. Okay. So I hope everybody had a good Monday. This is Monday here in Florida. And welcome everybody. So this one is going to go in here. Everybody, you're welcome to comment down below. Good to see you if anybody's here. Yeah. So not only did we put the one that was in the 1 gallon in there, we also put a clipping in there as well. Now I can cut these, as you'll see. They got, yep, you can see the roots just fine. Yep, I could definitely cut those to make new, but I'm not going to because we're gonna cover up the roots as good as we can and let that one continue on the way it's going. Usually this time of year, by the time October comes around, they'll start to die. So they could, at any day, they could decide they're not going to do so well. But I was a couple months behind on them. So that's definitely part of it. This is a worm. And if you work with plants like this, there will be worms in the dirt. So don't get afraid. That's perfectly normal. So this is a new clipping. This is what I've been doing. This one's actually got a few bad leaves on it. Remove them. And here, of course, this is the roots. How long they've gone? Because I've been neglecting them. I haven't been taking as good care of everything because I've been working. These are new clippings. Put 2 or 3 of them together. Here's another clipping. That one's beautiful. There's where I cut it. Ooh, yep. Cut one of those completely off. That's not good. This one's pretty big, but everything on it I think I want to keep. I could do some clippings off of it, but I think I'm wanting to keep that one. Just in good shape. Okay, so it looks like I need to use the weed eater. Yeah, I definitely need to use the weed eater there to make. I may end the live and restart the live. I don't know. If I have a bucket to put the phone on, that will work. We won't need the weed eater. That's for sure. Hello, everybody. Welcome. We are working on plants. We are working on arrowheads. But I need to make room for them to go back where they are. Rained a little bit last night. That water will be for the papaya trees. And now we got weed eater. We'll use a bucket. Put the phone until I can get a good tripod or something. Whatever YouTubers use for that. Okay, yeah, some of the new plants are gonna go here, which is why I just did that. You might be wondering what the hell is this guy doing with a weed eater. But yeah, that's what that is we gotta clear out that there. And then here, we also gotta do that. We gotta clear out over here where we're gonna put this is where we're gonna put the new arrowheads. So we gotta clear it out as well. So doing this kind of stuff is very possible to run into snakes, particularly this time of night. Well, it's not night yet, but so if y'all hear me scream, that's probably why. If you hear me scream like snake or I just got bit, that is probably why right there. So this is where we're putting back the arrowhead. After we're done trimming, that's them right there. We also have some basil and rose bushes and clippings and things in this cart. Probably put the clippings over to one side because our sun requirements are different. Our clippings. We'll probably put them over to the side. Somebody yelling out front. Sound like a bunch of criminals, so we're gonna go see what's going on about that. I don't know what these people are yelling for. Oh, it looks like they might be playing. Ah. Okay, we can't hurt that. Nothing to, or they ain't hurting nothing. I guess what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we're almost done putting these away. And then that'll probably be it for the live tonight. Oh wait, there's more. Yeah, there's more plants on the porch that need to be put away, so that probably won't be the end of the live tonight. So these are the new basil clippings that I just got from a basil plant. That's these here. Alright, so now we get to go. Now we get to go get more the rest of the plants off the porch. And then we'll be done. Well, I forgot to bring my thing to hold the phone up. You have to be patient. Look up the ceiling for a minute. Go. And then we'll have to clean off the porch, and that will be the end. Probably won't even worry about that on the live. So we'll finish putting these plants away, and then all right. Hello, everybody. Feel free to comment down below. So all I'm worried about at the moment is putting some of these plants back. Actually, no, we already did that. We're doing the rest of the arrowhead. So we're about to be over here. And then we're going to water plants, clean up the back porch. So these are the brand new clippings. We're putting them over here to the right. And then ooh, that pot broke. That's not good. I'll need a new pot eventually. All right. So that's all the new arrowheads right there. Got them cleaned up. Now we're gonna water the plants and clean off the back porch. Probably end the live right before that. Okay, we're gonna get the weed eater. Welcome everybody, feel free to comment down below. Just had to do some weed eating, clear some area. Just did those arrowhead. They may not look very big from over here, but yeah. All right. These are the bamboo plants. You can see those orange flowers over there from a bird of paradise. There's your cranberry hibiscus. So there's some new basil cuttings I just did over on the right. Those are the basil plants that I did Saturday. Those are the cuttings in the back there I did Saturday. Yeah, these are rubber trees. There's the new bamboo plants. And that'll do it. Everyone have a good night and be good.